Siamo, he don't red. Now government for set of bidiso, Mona Siamo, he don't red. Sia, now Convoy bidiso, he don't red for everybody. Everybody go collect. Sia, na he just say yes. So governor, sia, na governor na he just say water. So he don't stop. Now he must be this governor of Edo State. He don't red. See their convoy. And not they go where now they go. See now Edo State Beniso, Edo State for ROCC. Now he for red. So since we tell them same, they come they do and they not agree do. They come they load block they put. They say now what they do. They say everybody don't collect now. They say that they do us. They say that they do us. So they don't say who throw stuff for market and mama go meet to. Mola see governor did this motor. So see. He decided he hide. He shame. He not fit come outside. Now so everybody they collect for Nigeria, both the poor and the rich. Everybody they collect. Now so that's my people. Now go share them. You
will say Olumide Akpata is better than any of the candidates that is on display.
Oh yeah, I'm the best man for the job.
Really?
Oh yeah.
What makes you the best man?
I'm the best man for the job. First and foremost, I have no strings attached to me. I have no godfather. God is my father. I have no monkey on my back. So take the PDP candidate, for example, who wants to distance himself from the existing government. Says so, but he's been chief economic advisor of the Edo State government for the last 7+ years. Superintending over abject failure. Do you know that PEBEC says that Edo State is the worst place to do business today? That is the PEBEC ranking. Do you know that the National Bureau of Statistics tells us that Edo State has not attracted zero foreign investment in the last 4 or 5 years? So I'm telling you, and meanwhile, this individual who has been chief economic advisor is now presenting himself to say he will go do them.
Are you describing Gordon Obaseki, who, if you look at some of the concept of Alagodaro, you look at the concept of digital education and the concept of labor and empowering the workers in Edo State, how it does look like you are describing him as a failure after 7+ years in the affairs of the state.
Shehu, I don't put water for my mouth when I talk. So don't even try. I am saying that Governor Obaseki has been a failure, unmitigated disaster. That's what I'm telling you.
There are no positives at all.
Look, in failure, there would always be flashes of positives here and there. But we are talking about, on the whole, in the sum, what are we saying?
All right, let's take some of the issues up now.
Okay.
Although the polls are not in your favor, one of the polls have come out from African Polling Institute, which says that you will come a distant third.
Which polls are you looking at, Shehu? I can supply African
Polling.
I can give you the BTV polls that say I will win the election. I can send that information to you. They put me at 67%. I can show you Edo Pride, an Insta blog that all Edo people, quite a number of Edo people subscribe to. They put me ahead. I can show you the poll from Tunde Ednot, a social media influencer who has a lot of following. I won. It was a poll that was conducted for the entire day. Just yesterday or a couple of days ago, Rufai Oseni, who is of the Arise TV, just conducted his own poll online. I came top 71%. So listen, you know the Edo State government is into spin and yarn, so they can bring out all sorts of stuff. I am not going to be banding around polls. I give you street credibility.
All right, let's
go to Mission Road and find out.
Sometimes I just wonder if they use bad government swear for Nigerian people. To my international subscribers, I'm sorry for using pidgin. What I'm saying is, I'm just wondering if Nigerians are cursed with bad leaders, or are they programmed to support bad leadership? The level of energy, the level of time, concerted effort Nigerians put into promoting bad leadership in this country is so mind-blowing. What you just saw is Edo State. Edo State ought to be an oil producing state. There is an election coming up in Edo State. But as I'm talking to you, some persons are clamoring that the same party, same leadership, the same bad government that have turned Edo State to be a state of bad road, a state of potholes, should continue in the helm of affairs in Edo State in 2024, simply because the person that was appointed in the primary came from Edo Central. They're not talking about the person antecedent. They're not talking about the person credibility. They're not talking about the person competency. All they are shouting is, he came from Edo Central, therefore he deserves to be the governor. Because if you're really mentioning competency, if you're really talking about antecedent, you would have looked at this bad road and said, no, we will not allow this same party, this same leadership to continue in power. I don't know what you think, I don't know what you understand, but voting for Aso Ighodalo is a continuation of what PDP and Obaseki has been doing in Edo State for the past 8 years. There is something you must understand about government function. Government is created to help alleviate the suffering of the people. Government is created to steer the affairs of the state, to bring dividends of good leadership to the people. In school, we were taught basic amenities. Basic amenities are the necessity, things that must be made available by every responsible government. As a citizen, you don't beg your government to provide you basic amenities. And among such basic amenities is education. It is a necessity, it is a must of every government to give the people education, free quality education. Another basic amenity that the government must provide for our people is security. It is the primary responsibility of every government to provide security and protect the citizens. Another aspect of good basic amenities is healthcare. It is the responsibility of every government to provide healthcare for her citizens. Another basic amenity is good road. It is the responsibility of the government to build good road for the people. What I mean by basic amenities, I mean things that should not be considered difficult for the government to provide, things that the government should not even use to campaign, things that the government should not even make promises to the people to provide. You just get in there and start doing it. This is the things that you must provide for your people before you start thinking of every other thing. But you can bear with me that in Nigeria today, these things are luxury things. You talk of security, you talk of healthcare, you talk of schools, you talk of good road. These are luxurious things that the government find it very difficult to provide for our people. These things are no longer basic. They are now become something that is so much expensive that the government find it very difficult to do for the people. The government managed to do any of these things, the people will hear and praise the government as the best thing that ever happened to them. These things that are basic amenities that ought to be provided by the government to the people, they've now taken the center stage on the things that the people ought to have focused on the government to provide for them. People, they've now focused their attention on demanding good road, education, healthcare, security from the government, that they've forgotten about development and taking people out of poverty. This is the reason why Nigeria is the poverty capital of the world, because that aspect of the government function has been completely abandoned and neglected by the government. The people are not even talking about it anymore because they are more focused on road. How can we be talking of bad road in 2024 in Nigeria? How backwards can we be in this country? And then you have an election period where you have to use your vote and your voice to elect a credible leader, a leader that is people-centric, a leader that will bring in development to you, a leader that will ensure that you put the people first. But rather than focusing on doing that, you are talking about ethnicity. You are talking about where the leader came from. If PDP was good, if Aso Ighodalo was good, if Obaseki that brought Aso Ighodalo is good, they would have shown you that during their last 8 years in office. But they didn't show you any of that. And you were expecting good things from Aso Ighodalo? Actually, we are rational. This video you just watched of government officials being trapped in traffic should have caused uproar. It should have made you more angry. It should have made you to go out there and begin to sensitize the people to ensure that they don't vote in PDP. I am not talking about the APC because the APC is even out of the equation. An APC candidate that cannot even defend his manifesto, he cannot even grant an interview. The same thing that Bola Ahmed Tinubu did, it's the same thing the APC guy is doing. The only option that is available for the Edo people is Olumide Abata of the Labour Party. It's not because he's a Labour Party man, or it's because P2B is supporting him. It is because of his antecedent. This is someone that has built wealth. This is someone that has created wealth. This is someone that has put so much effort in his campaign. When you look at his campaign, you see excellence. You see someone that loves work, someone that loves details. I mean, expect him to bring these things into governance, and when these things are brought into governance, you are going to see massive development in Edo State. There is no two ways about it. That is where you should focus your attention, not because the person came from Edo Central. Bola Ahmed Tinubu came from Southwest. The people in Southwest, they've been crying the most ever since Bola Ahmed Tinubu became the president. They've been crying of hunger. The people in the South that did not even support Bola Ahmed Tinubu, they did not even join in the protest. This is to tell you that the region that the person came from is insignificant as long as the person can do the job. Look at President Muhammadu Buhari. He came from the North. 8 years in office, the North that he came from did not benefit anything from him. They suffer massively in times of insecurity, poverty, out of school children. Every negative indices in this country, go to the North, you will see it worse in times 10. It is your duty and responsibility to elect good leaders. God will not do it for you. God will not fix your country. It is you that will fix your country. The only way you can fix your country is when you start electing good leaders. Leaders that are passionate about developing your countries, not people that want to continue in their political dynasty. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.